माननीय सदस्य पी महेश यादव जी।
Ma'am, I rise to support the Disaster Management Amendment Bill 2024, ma'am. Ma'am, we all know that Disaster Management Act 2005 established National Disaster Management Authority, NDMA, State Disaster Management Authority, SDMA, and District Disaster Management Authority. The bill strengthened the working of NDMA and SDMA and empower the preparation disaster plans and establish national and state level disaster database, ma'am. Ma'am, recently now in the parliament, Ysrcp has been misled the house by blaming Telugu Desam party, ma'am. Ma'am, when they were in the government, the Ysrcp government, state disaster management funds was fully diverted and it's been utilized for their own purpose, ma'am. Today, in Vijayawada, there was floods, ma'am. The Vijayawada people was suffered because of the floods. Our CM Chandrababu Naidu garu was there, present in the situation, and he didn't go home for almost 2 weeks, ma'am, till the whole Vijayawada was in the situation, was in the control. Yes. After giving their compensation, then he went to his house. Ma'am, these whole floods was fully because of Ysrcp government. These floods were Badameru floods. Badameru canal was not been properly maintained, ma'am. The whole funds were misused and the funds were diverted to their own utilization of their own funds. Because of that, this Vijayawada was suffered in this September, ma'am. Our Chandrababu Naidu garu, our leader was present there and taken care of everybody and given assurance to the people that I am there, I will be there for the people. This is what our TDP government has done, ma'am. In Ysrcp government, there was nobody even used to take care of them, ma'am. The people were worried whenever there was floods, whenever there was disaster management was happening anywhere in Andhra Pradesh, they were worried, ma'am. Today, if you see in constituency, today if you see in Vizag, ma'am, in 2014 also, there was Hudud cyclone. Because of that cyclone, people got affected. That time also, our leader was there to solve the whole disaster management. Whole city was in normal situation only, then again he went to the home, ma'am. That's what our Chandrababu Naidu garu is working towards. Every time Ysrcp blames us, ma'am. Ma'am, another thing, today, in Yelur constituency, ma'am, in my constituency also, whenever there is monsoons, our people are worried. They are, because, ma'am, there are 2-3 rivers which are going through Yelur constituency. Especially the key projects like Kolleru Lake, major reservoirs facing challenges during the floods, ma'am. With this, recently, there was floods in Velerupadu and Kukkanuru Mandalam impacting nearly 5,000 people. And there were no roads to go also, ma'am. Our Honorable Chief Minister garu has announced the compensation for every member there, ma'am. The houses were shifted from there and they were taken care of fully. Ma'am, keeping in the view of the disaster which has happened in Andhra Pradesh and face the strengthening our disaster management capabilities across the countries, I would like to highlight a few areas further to improvement, ma'am. Funding mechanism. Establishing a clear funding mechanism for the disaster management activity. Defined role for responsibility. Enhance of local governments. Interact disaster risk reduction. Ensure transparency and accountability. Urban disaster management, ma'am. Ma'am, finally I am concluding, ma'am. Madam, on behalf of Telugu Desam Party, I extremely fully support the Disaster Management Amendment Bill 2024, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.